He doesn't look good, Rio. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But I think that for us, as his children and grandchildren, we still have this hope because, you know, when we talk to him, he will flutter trying to open his eyes, and he'll open his eyes. When you touch him, he still responds. And I think for us, as his progeny, as long as Tata is still responding, when we talk to him, when we touch him, I think that gives us hope.
Now, you have called it a media frenzy. Other people have called the journalists parking outside the hospital vultures. How do you as a family see the media that's parking outside the hospital? Is it something that troubles you as a family?
Yes, I think I have said in a number of interviews that I've made, and I've been very strong, much more strong. I have said it's very crass. The fact that my dad is a global icon, one of the 25 influential people of the 21st century, does not mean that people cannot respect the privacy and dignity of my dad. And you know, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. There's sort of a racist element with many of the foreign media, where they just cross boundaries. You have no idea what's happening at the hospital. You know, in the middle of Park Street, they are standing right there in the aisle. You can't even enter hospital, or you can't even go out of the hospital because they are making themselves such a nuisance. It's like truly vultures waiting when a lion has devoured a buffalo, waiting there to, you know, for the last carcasses. That's the image that we have as a family. And we don't mind the interest. But I just think it has gone overboard. You know, the other day I was in Kunu. They were at the airport, they were at the entrance, they were at the top. They violate all boundaries. I don't know how much you talk to them. They don't want to listen. And I think at this point in time, as a family, as an African, I know at this time you have to be in peace. You have to have a sense of decorum. That is what is required. And I don't know how people come here and just violate everything in the book. When Margaret Thatcher was sick in hospital, I didn't see this kind of media frenzy around Margaret Thatcher, where people cross boundaries. Even if they are engaged to say this is how you behave, it doesn't matter. You know, is it because we are an African country that people just feel they can't respect any laws of this country, they can violate everything in the book? I just think it's in bad taste, it's crass.
And to the argument that people genuinely want to know how he's progressing, how he's doing, is there a way perhaps that you think this can be done without?
No, I think the type of interest that people want to talk about every little detail, the type of reporting that CBS has done, actually. If the president has said, my dad is critical but serious, you know, is stable but serious, or critical, why do they want to know the nature on a day-to-day basis of what's happening? Tata deserves his privacy and dignity, and this family deserves that. And if people say they really care about Nelson Mandela, then they should respect that. Then they should respect that there's a part of him that has to be respected. It doesn't mean that everything of his has to be out there in the public. I don't think so. I don't agree with it.